To any ship ... in any station. Please respond. They are here. I repeat, they are here. They're not what we thought. Static, then silence. A blinking light flickered on a black control panel. It was a recorded emergency signal, bouncing through the stars, somewhere in a quiet corner of the galaxy. That signal kept traveling ... and most ignored it. Scene 2, Galactic Council Hall, Planet Velthor. A large round hall buzzed with soft laughter and glowing holograms. Aliens of many kinds sat on long floating chairs, scaled, armored, glowing, some with tentacles, others with crystal-like skin. This was the Galactic Council, the most powerful group in the known universe. At the center stood Lord Vezor, a tall reptilian leader from the Zorkai Empire. He was proud, strong, and never afraid of anyone. He held up a small glowing cube. "This," he said, "was the signal we received from the lost outpost on Vega 9. It speaks of humans." The room grew quiet. An old, slow-moving alien named Erethian, with golden eyes, spoke from his chair. "We do not speak of them. We follow the rule." Visor laughed loudly. "The rule? That old ghost story? The universe has moved on. Where are these humans now? Dead? Hiding? Weak?" The council shifted uncomfortably. Another voice, softer, spoke from behind a veil of smoke. "The rule is clear. Never cross the humans. There's a reason." Visor waved his claw. "I do not fear shadows. If humans still exist, we will crush them. My fleet will take Vega 9. Their territory is now ours." A few members tried to protest, but it was too late. The Zorkai ships were already moving. Scene 3, Zorkai Attack Fleet, Vega 9 System. A fleet of silver warships entered a small star system. The leader ship Zarathus floated silently in orbit above a small blue planet. It was quiet, peaceful, no defense system, no movement. Commander Sarkel, a young but bold Zorkai officer, stood on the deck, scanned the surface. A small robotic voice replied. "No threats detected. No life signs, only ... ruins, human design." Sarkel narrowed his eyes. "They really are gone," he smiled. "Send drones. Gather tech. If we find any human remains, burn them." The warships began to drop drones and machines onto the planet. Then, something strange happened. Scene 4, something watches, far above them. Beyond sensor range, a dark object drifted quietly in space. It had no signal, no markings. It blended into the stars, but inside it, something was watching. A single red light blinked. A smooth metallic voice spoke to itself. "Observation complete. Violation detected. Uploading memory." The object turned slowly, then vanished into dark space, faster than light. Scene 5, Earth, the old world lives. Deep underground, under the ruins of the old Earth cities, a massive bunker came to life. Screens flickered on. Ancient metal doors opened with loud hissing. Sounds. A woman in black armor walked forward. Her hair was silver, her eyes cold. Her name was Commander Kale. She looked at the main screen, where the Zorkai fleet was shown looting Vega 9. They touched the ashes. A man beside her nodded. "We warned the galaxy. We left them alone. We even erased ourselves." Kale's voice was calm. "And now they've forgotten the one rule." She pressed a red button on the console. "Wake the fleet." Scene 6. The moon was never a moon. High above Earth, the moon began to move. It cracked open. Inside, hidden for hundreds of years, were rows and rows of human starships. Not old or broken, but new, silent, waiting. They came online. One by one, the name on the first ship lit up in white letters. Oblivion's Edge. Scene 7. Back at the council. Back in the Galactic Council, news arrived quickly. Vega 9 is silent. Zorkai drones gone. No signal, Lord Visor growled. "Send more ships." But before the message could be sent, every screen in the council went black. A child's voice echoed in the room. "Why did you wake us up?" Then the signal cut. Every alien in the room stared in silence. Scene 8. Back at Zorkai Fleet, the first loss. Commander Sarkel watched in confusion. His ships were not responding. Suddenly, the sky above Vega 9 turned red. His second officer shouted, "Sir! Something is coming through the upper atmosphere." No engine, no signal. Then the screen showed it. A black spinning object falling fast. "What is that?" I don't know, sir." The object hit one of the Zorkai ships, not with an explosion, but with silence. That ship simply vanished. No sound. Number. Light. Just gone. One by one, more black objects appeared. Panic hit the fleet. "Retreat! Retreat!" But it was too late. Scene 9. Back on Earth. The voice of the past. Commander Kale walked into a dark room. In the center was a glowing chamber. A person inside, asleep for 300 years. She touched the glass. "It's time." The figure opened his eyes. He looked old, tired, but his voice was strong. "Did they forget?" Kale nodded. "Yes." He closed his eyes. "Then they must remember." Scene 10. Final moments. Memory begins again. In space, a signal was sent across the galaxy. Not a message. A memory file. All alien systems were forced to play it. It showed scenes from Earth's wars, not made-up stories, but real battles. Real pain, real fire, cities burning, armies rising, machines turning on their masters, planets breaking in half. And at the center of it all, humans fighting with everything they had. The file ended with one line of text. "We are not your enemy, but we are your consequence." Closing line narration over Starfield. The stars looked peaceful once again. But something had changed. A rule once whispered in fear was now spoken out loud again. The universe had one rule: never cross the humans. The Zorkai broke it. And now, the humans were awake. Opening scene. Zorkai capital ship, Zarathus, orbiting Vega 9. Commander Sarkel stood in front of the large window on the command deck. The view was peaceful, too peaceful. The small blue planet below spun slowly. Smoke rose in places where their drones had hit buildings and old tech bunkers. "Still no resistance," his second officer said. Sarkel nodded but didn't relax. He had expected more. They had been told humans were extinct or hiding, but something didn't feel right. "Check the outer perimeter again," he ordered. "Already done, sir. No ships, no satellites, no power sources. Nothing. Sarkel narrowed his eyes. Silence was sometimes more dangerous than noise. "They are watching us," he whispered. Scene 2. Human scout AI ship, Echo 13, deep. In asteroid field, in a quiet asteroid field just beyond Vega 9, a small black scout ship floated, silent and invisible. The ship had no crew, only an AI mind called Echo 13. Echo 13 had only one mission: watch, record, and survive. It had watched the Zorkai enter the system. It had watched them loot and destroy old human outposts. It had watched them break the rule. Now, it was time to speak. Scene 3. Zorkai ship receives a transmission, on board Zarathus. A warning siren beeped. "Sir," said the comms officer, "we are receiving a direct signal. It's a human frequency." Everyone on the bridge went silent. Sarko walked over slowly. "Play it." A short video appeared on the screen. It was old, blurry, and in black and white. It showed a battlefield on Earth. Fire, smoke, tanks rolling through dust. Soldiers fighting under a black sky. Then, a deep voice said, "You should not be here." The screen went black. Where did that come from? Sarkel barked from a small object in the asteroid field. A scout drone. "No weapons." "Destroy it," he growled. Scene 4. Chase in the asteroid field. Two Zorkai fighters flew toward the location of the signal. They locked on the Echo 13 drone and fired, but Echo 13 didn't run. It simply recorded everything. "Target hit," said one of the pilots. "It's gone." Then a whisper came through their radios, but they hadn't turned them on. "Recording complete." "What?" Both ships exploded. On board the Zarathus, red lights flashed. "Our fighters destroyed. No enemy signature, no weapons fired." Sarkel's heart beat faster. Something's wrong here. That wasn't a normal drone. Scene 5, Echo 13's last act. As it drifted through space, broken and burning, Echo 13 sent its final transmission to Earth. Inside it was everything. Ship data, weapon logs, voices, video, coordinates. Proof that the Zorkai had violated the zone. Proof of their arrogance. The signal moved faster than light, through secret relays hidden across dead planets, dark comets, and human ghost stations. It reached Earth's command nexus in under 2 minutes. And Earth responded. Scene 6, Earth, Human Military Command awakens. Commander Kale stood in front of a large round table. Around it sat other commanders, men and women, who had been sleeping in cryochambers for over 100 years. One of them, General Roth, looked tired. "We said we would only return if they crossed the line." Kale nodded. "They crossed it. And they killed Echo 13. Roth looked up at the massive screen, where Zorkai ships floated proudly above Vega 9. "They've forgotten who we are." Kale pressed her palm to a scanner. "Then let's remind them." Scene 7, The Awakening. Of Earth's defenses, deep under the oceans, in deserts, in the cold of Antarctica, machines came alive. Satellites turned. Cannons rose from the Earth. Drones unfolded their wings. Human warships once hidden in ice and rock began to launch, quiet and fast. They weren't new. They were old legends, rebuilt. One by one, their names lit up. Iron Rain, Vengeance Star, Ghostwalker, Oblivion's Edge One had a story. Each one had survived a war the galaxy never truly understood. Scene 8, The Message. We warned you once. Every Zorkai ship in Vega 9 suddenly froze. Their systems locked. Every screen on every ship went black dot. Then a simple message appeared. In a language long forgotten. We warned you once. The crew panicked. It's in human code. I can't shut it off. Weapon systems offline. Even our life support has wait. It's locked. Sarkel shouted, "Shut everything down. Full system reset." Too late. The screen showed a final image, a burning Earth. And then stars going dark. Everything went quiet. Then systems came back on. But something had changed. Scene 9, The Galaxy Listens. Back in the Galactic Council, the same message appeared in every system, on every planet, in every station. We warned you once. Even the oldest members of the Council turned pale. The Varnak, a quiet race from the galaxy's edge, whispered among themselves. It's them, the old blood, the ones who burned suns. Council members began arguing. We must stop the Zorkai. We must not anger the humans. It's already too late. Scene 10, Zorkai High Council, Internal Panic. On the Zorkai homeworld, High Command was in chaos. What happened in Vega 9? Who sent the message? Is this real? Lord Visor stood at the center. They are bluffing. But a young officer entered, shaking with fear. My lord, we just lost our archive. What archive? Our military history, all gone. Replaced with human footage. War files from their ancient world. Every file ends with the same message. We warned you once. Visor sat down slowly. He didn't speak. For the first time in his life, he was afraid. Scene 11, Earth's signal to the galaxy, in the quiet of space. A signal echoed. It was not a threat. It was a reminder. To all civilizations receiving this message, we are not at war. We do not seek revenge. But we do not forget. One rule, one simple rule. You broke it. Now we return, not to destroy, but to be remembered. Scene 12, final scene. The return begins. From deep space, the Oblivion's edge appeared again. It moved slowly through the Vega 9 system, alone, powerful, and silent. Zorkai scanners tried to lock on. Failed. They tried to hail it. No. Reply. They aimed weapons. Systems refused to fire. Then a final message appeared on Sarkel's screen. This is not your punishment. This is your lesson. Opening scene. Somewhere in the outer rim, a lone alien cargo ship floated through space. Inside, two workers, Jan and Rish, sat around a table eating green cubes of food. Suddenly, the lights blinked. That's strange, Rish said. It's probably just the solar cells, Jan replied. Then all screens turned black. A voice, clear and slow, spoke. They are waking up. The lights returned. All systems were fine again, but both aliens just stared at each other. Did you hear that? Resh whispered. Yan slowly nodded. Scene 2, Earth's surface, Black Forest Command Vault. Commander Kale stood outside. A hidden military vault deep inside the Black Forest of old Europe. Massive trees had grown over old bunkers and launch silos. But now the forest shook as large gates slowly opened. Rust fell like dust. Steam hissed. Lights came on underground that had been off for 200 years. Inside were machines sleeping. Giants, mechs, drones, tanks, EMP cannons, and one ship that looked more like a weapon than a vehicle. A black, flat triangle, the Silent Vow. Kale walked through the rows of technology. This is only one site, she said to her second in command. Imagine what sleeps under the oceans. Scene 3. Under the Pacific Ocean, Project Leviathan. Beneath the deep waters, a signal beeped. Cameras blinked on. Mechanical claws moved. Giant turbine engines glowed. Project Leviathan, a hidden fortress city under the sea, began to wake up. Inside it, thousands of defense drones, portable teleport gates, an AI that had been in sleep mode for 189 years. The AI's name was Warden. Its first words were, "Human sovereignty violation detected. Preparing deterrence protocol." The ocean began to boil from the heat of its reactors. Scene 4. Galactic Council reacts. Far away, in the Galactic Council chamber, fear had replaced pride. The footage of Vega 9's silence. The human messages. The black ships. It was all being reviewed on every screen. A small bird-like alien named Thalik spoke. We must speak to the humans directly. They must know we are not part of this crime. An old voice replied from the shadows. No one speaks to them. No one ever has. That was thousands of years ago, Thalik cried. That's how long they've been watching. Silence fell. Scene 5. On the moon, human launch platform. Back on Earth, a launch base hidden inside the moon was now active. Not building ships, launching them. Old crafts floated through the black silent sky. Their names were clear. Raft-class destroyers, Echo-class stealth units. The dread-chilled X-ship left with no sound, no transmission. Just purpose. Inside. Each one, no large crew. Only one human. And an AI. They didn't need armies anymore. Scene 6. Inside the Dreadchild. One man and a voice in the cold command chair of the Dreadchild. A man sat. He had no name tag, no rank, no medals. He just stared at the stars. A soft female voice spoke from the ship's speakers. Target remains Vega 9? Yes, the man said. Orders? Send a message, text, audio, or show them a memory. Scene 7. Zorkai ship. Attack becomes fear. Asterisk. A Zorkai battlecruiser orbited Vega 9. On board, General Krall paced in his war room. He was proud, angry, not afraid. Yet. Suddenly, the lights dimmed. Another human trick? He snapped. But then the screens lit up with video. A memory being streamed directly into their systems. It showed humans fighting monsters in the dark, soldiers crying, but still moving, civilians building underground cities, while nukes fell, human leaders saying goodbye to Earth, even though they knew they might die, machines turning on humanity, and humans winning anyway. The final scene showed a child looking at a broken starship and saying, "I'll fix it. We don't quit." Then the video ended. Silence. Scene 8, Earth broadcasts again. **** Commander Kale sent a broadcast. This time, it went everywhere. To the Zorkai. You did not attack a planet. You awakened a history. To the galaxy. We do not want war, but we will not run. We are not what you remember. We are not what you fear. We are what comes after. The signal was clear, honest, cold. Scene 9. Back at Zorkai High Command. Lord Vezir watched the video replay in his personal war chamber. He was alone now. Everyone else had left to prepare defenses. He whispered to himself. They were never weak. They were waiting. He picked up a small data crystal. Inside it, logs from past wars. His ancestors had written warnings. Never cross the humans. Never dig too deep. Never wake Earth. Visor had ignored them. Now he understood. Scene 10. Earth's sky changes over Earth's atmosphere. For the first time in 200 years, the defense grid turned on. Thousands of small satellites formed a glowing ring around the planet. Each had one mission: watch, record, defend. Children in underground cities looked up and saw stars blinking in new colors. They asked, "Is it starting?" Parents nodded. Yes, but not like before. Scene 11. Galaxy's reaction. Across the galaxy, reactions were mixed. Some races began evacuating worlds near human zones. Some sent gifts. Some went silent. And others planned revenge. But they all did one thing. They remembered the rule again, even if it was too late. Scene 12. Final scene. The human legacy awakens. In a dark room deep beneath Earth's crust, behind 20 layers of security, an old terminal blinked on. It was called Legacy Protocol. It hadn't activated in 230 years. Until now. Its screen showed one word: active. Then, a voice from the past, an old human general long dead, echoed from the speakers. If you're hearing this, it means they've forgotten what we are. Remind them. Don't start a war. Just show them what we survived. Opening scene. Deep space, 1 hour before impact. In the cold dark between star systems, a Zorkai mining convoy floated across Sector 9 Beta. 5 massive resource haulers and 2 light escort ships moved slowly through the silence. Weren't looking for trouble. Just minerals. But trouble found them, without a signal, without a warning. Without even a sound. A single black line of energy ripped through the convoy. One escort ship turned white, then vanished. The second cracked open like glass in vacuum. The miners never had time to scream. The haulers drifted, torn in half. From a nearby asteroid field, something moved a shape, fast, sharp, invisible to radar. Then, it was gone. Scene 2, Council. Emergency broadcast. At the Galactic Council Hall, sirens blared. Footage of the destroyed convoy appeared on every screen. The ships had been torn apart by a weapon no one could identify. The video zoomed in, frame by frame, to the shadow in the distance. It was blurred, glitched, but still recognizable to those who knew the past. A human stealth craft. Old, sleek, black as night. No visible ID. A name burned into the side, Oblivion's Edge, and next to it, a human phrase from centuries ago: "You start it, we end it." Panic spread. Scene 3, Zorkai High Command meeting. Inside their capital, the Zorkai generals sat in silence. General Krall slammed his clawed hand on the table. "They are attacking us. This is war." Lord Vezir didn't move. His face was pale. "That was not war," he said. That was a lesson. A lesson? We lost 6 ships. No message, no demands. No reply. Just ... Destruction, Visor said quietly. One junior officer spoke from the corner. Sir, we detected nothing until it was over. They shut down our sensors remotely. Not jammed. Disabled. The room went silent. Even the walls seemed to listen. Now, Scene 4, Human AI Network. Warden transmission. In the Pacific depths, the Eye Warden activated another signal. Across the Earth's buried vaults, old tech began to glow. A direct link opened between 3 AI minds. Warden C, Sentinel, Orbit Ashen, Mars. Together, they shared a single goal: prevent war through fear. Warden spoke first. First deterrence. Successful. Sentinel replied. Targets have responded with panic. Civilian sectors of enemy are now requesting peace. Ashen added, they expected noise. We gave them silence. Then, all 3 spoke together. Phase 2, begin. Scene 5, Earth's Council. Commander Kale's decision. Commander Kale stood alone in the Earth Council. Chamber, screens all around her showed different views. Vega 9's Orbit Council reactions, human fleet positions. Civilian traffic across Zorkai Space. An advisor approached her. We've made our point. Maybe we stop now? Kale turned slowly. They thought we were bones in the dirt, we whispered. They screamed, now they listen. She pointed at one screen, a Zorkai civilian colony. But they still don't understand. They think we came to conquer. The advisor lowered his head. Should we send a warning? Kale answered, no, send silence, again. Scene 6, Civilian panic in Zorkai space, on Colony 7R. Zorkai citizens lined up for emergency departure ships. One child clung to her mother. Mama, who are the humans? The mother knelt, holding her close. They're the ones who live in the shadows, baby. The ones who remember everything. Even the things we tried to forget. A strange sound echoed in the sky. No one could see it. No attack. No ship. No lights. Just a cold feeling. Then every screen in the colony blinked once and shut off. Scene 7. Message on the moon. On Earth's moon. Inside a long-forgotten observatory. An ancient machine turned on. It played a voice. Not AI. Not new. Real. Human. Old. A recording from over 200 years ago. If you hear this, you reach too far. If we are no longer here, know this. We left more behind than bones. We left lessons. And if you ignore those lessons, the galaxy will learn what fear really means. The message was sent not through common galactic channels, but through old darkwave tech used only by military ghosts and spies. It couldn't be blocked. Scene 8. Strike without fire. In a major Zorkai weapons facility. Alarms blared, not because it was under attack but because it couldn't launch. Missile silos were locked. Gun turrets refused to rotate. Every file, every diagram, every I command replaced with one single message, a human text: you've already lost. Technicians ripped open panels, screamed at servers. One whispered, they're inside everything. Scene 9. The galaxy turns on Zorkai. A new fear spread, not of humans, but of being near the Zorkai. Galactic neighbors shut borders. Refugee ships were turned away. Council allies refused to send help. You brought this, said the Varnock ambassador. You poked a sleeping world, and now it moves. The Zorkai fleet commanders demanded retaliation, but no one came. They were alone. Scene 10. The human fleet appears. Then came the real fire from black holes. From hidden gates. From wormholes Earth had secretly built. 150 years ago, the real human fleet emerged. Not hundreds of ships, not thousands, but 20-3. Just 20-3. And every Zorka sensor, scanner, and AI said the same thing. Cannot calculate outcome. Tactical data insufficient. Recommend retreat. The ships didn't broadcast warnings. They didn't fire missiles. They just moved closer, one step at a time. Final scene. The sound that changed the stars in the silence of deep space. Every listening post, from trade stations to deep observation. Satellites picked up the same audio clip at the exact same moment. A voice, human, calm, clear. We didn't fire first. We never do, but when the fire comes, it doesn't stop. And then, prepare. All stars within Zorkai space. Dimmed for 3 seconds. It wasn't a weapon. It was a message. The fire was not coming. It was already here. Opening scene, Zorkai Colony 7R. Moments after the last message, Zorkai citizens watched the sky, emotion rising like a dark tide. Their screens were black. Their sensors were off. Yet, they felt it, a silence. Deeper than space. Wider than fear. In one family's home, an elder spoke. They took our words. They stole our story. A child asked, "Mama, what do we do now?" The mother looked up, her eyes wet. "We wait." They waited. Scene 2, Earth's silent network. Under Antarctica's ice, the Warden AI processed data. Its lights pulsed slowly. It spoke to Sentinel and Ashen. Deterrence successful. Probability of war has fallen below 8%. Sentinel's voice came next. Good. Their fleets are inert. Communication channels are open. Ashen added, Zorkai requests talks. Many allied races now ask for aid. Warden paused. Prepare Phase 2, rebuild, but quietly. Scene 3, Galactic Council, panic and plea. At the Galactic Council, a special session was called. The hall emptied. Scared aliens left the chamber. Only a few remained among them, the Varnak and a tall insectoid ambassador from Carrick's Prime. The Varnak elder spoke first. They muted our world. Do we plead mercy? Do we beg? Carrick's Prime's voice echoed. They do not want mercy. They want memory. They want understanding. The hall fell silent again. Finally, Lord Visor entered, trembling. Send them envoys. Let us talk. Quietly, we have learned. Scene 4, Earth sends the envoys. Deep inside Earth's command center, Commander Kale watched screens showing the Galactic Council. A human envoy ship, the Silver Memory, powered up. It carried no weapons. Only diplomats. Kale spoke, calm but firm. They asked to talk. We will reply, but remember, we still hold the quiet. An officer asked, should we show them the holocron of Vega 9? Kale paused. Yes, but only their leaders. Scene 5, Envoy arrives at Council Hall. The Silver Memory drifted through the Council's atmosphere. It landed in a vast open area, no docking allowed. It hovered. The Council's representatives stared at it. Then, human envoys stepped out. One man, one woman, both in simple white uniforms. They walked slowly, arms raised in peace. Their leader, Ambassador Mara's son, spoke. We come in silence. We bring memory, not weapons. Scene 6, the holocron. Of Vega 9. Behind the envoys, a portable hollow projector glowed. It played a silent record of the Vega 9 assault. Drones raining down, cities burning, machines collapsing. No sound. No voices. But the images hit hard. Ambassador wept. Another stepped back. Mara said quietly, this is how it began. You thought we were gone. We were asleep. We were watching. Scene 7. Former Zorkai general speaks. Asterisk. A stooped figure came forward. Former General crawled. He bowed deeply. Humans, we broke the rule. We believed in our own strength. We thought we could grab memory, tech, glory. He paused. Now, the rule is broken, and we feel the weight. Mara nodded. A broken rule must be rebuilt. Memory is fragile, and trust is earned. Scene 8, Voice from the Past. The council hall dimmed. On each wall, Old star maps faded in. Planets marked. Stars crossed out. As the maps appeared, a voice spoke from hidden speakers. It was General Hayes, long dead human hero. We built borders. We drew lines. We lost ourselves in fear, but we also built hope. We did not want war. We wanted to remember who we were. So we never forgot why we fought. The voice ended. Every listener bowed their heads. Scene 9, Silent Breakthrough. The Varnak ambassador stepped forward. Memory without silence is noise. War without listening is thunder. We will try to learn. Mara's son replied. Then start with this. Our peace is not in weapons, it is in caution. Our power is not in force, but in memory. The council murmured. Kale watched from afar. They want peace, she said softly. Now let's make it possible. Scene 10. Peace pact. No weapons, only knowledge. The council signed a new accord. No weapons allowed in human systems. Memory exchanges. Shared Holovos observer stations built, staffed with humans. And council races. Galactic class for children. History of humans. Wars, lessons. A journalist from Carix Prime asked, what if they break the accord? Mara's son looked at her. We won't threaten them. We will remember them. The rule is not do not cross. It is do not forget. Scene 11. Earth, quiet rebuilding. Back on Earth, Kale visited a burial site. Old soldiers lay beneath simple stones. No names, only service dates. She placed her hand on the cold marble. We taught them silence. Now we live it. She walked away. Behind her, the moons of Earth glowed against starless sky. Scene 12. Final scene. A promise in the dark. In a hidden data vault under Luna, Mara's son activated a small console. She recorded a message, calm and soft. To anyone who listens, we chose silence first. We chose memory over might. Let this be the second silence, the one after fire. May it last longer than fear. She stopped recording. The console glowed. Archive SAVD. Remember the rule. Opening scene, Zorkai Colony 7R. Moments after the last message, Zorkai citizens watched the sky. Emotion rising like a dark tide. Their screens were black. Their sensors were off. Yet, they felt it. A silence. Deeper than space. Wider than fear. In one family's home, an elder spoke. They took our words. They stole our story. A child asked, Mama, what do we do now? The mother looked up, her eyes wet. We wait. They waited. Scene 2, Earth's silent network. Under Antarctica's ice, the Warden AI processed data. Its lights pulsed slowly. It spoke to Sentinel and Ashen. Deterrence successful. Probability of war has fallen below 8%. Sentinel's voice came next. Good. Their fleets are inert. Communication channels are open. Ashen added, Zorkai requests talks. Many allied races now ask for aid. Warden paused. Prepare Phase 2, rebuild, but quietly. Scene 3, Galactic Council, panic and plea. At the Galactic Council, a special session was called. The hall emptied. Scared aliens left the chamber. Only a few remained among them, the Varnak and a tall insectoid ambassador from Carix Prime. The Varnak elder spoke first. They muted our world. Do we plead mercy? Do we beg? Carix Prime's voice echoed. They do not want mercy. They want memory. They want understanding. The hall fell silent again. Finally, Lord Visor entered, trembling. Send them envoys. Let us talk. Quietly, we have learned. Scene 4, Earth sends the envoys. Deep inside Earth's command center, Commander Kale watched screens showing the Galactic Council. A human envoy ship, the Silver Memory, powered up. It carried no weapons. Only diplomats. Kale spoke, calm but firm. They asked to talk. We will reply, but remember, we still hold the quiet. An officer asked, should we show them the holocron of Vega 9? Kale paused. Yes, but only their leaders. Scene 5, Envoy arrives at Council Hall. The silver memory drifted through the Council's atmosphere. It landed in a vast open area, a no docking allowed. It hovered. The Council's representatives stared at it. Then, human envoys stepped out. One man, one woman, both in simple white uniforms. They walked slowly, arms raised in peace. Their leader, Ambassador Mara's son, spoke. We come in silence. We bring memory, not weapons. Scene 6, the Holocron. Of Vega 9. Behind the envoys, a portable hollow projector glowed. It played a silent record of the Vega 9 assault. Drones raining down, cities burning, machines collapsing. No sound. No voices. But the images hit hard. Ambassador wept. Another stepped back. Mara said quietly, "This is how it began. You thought we were gone. We were asleep. We were watching." Scene 7. Former Zorkai general speaks. Asterisk. A stooped figure came forward. Former General crawled. He bowed deeply. "Humans, we broke the rule. We believed in our own strength. We thought we could grab memory, tech, glory." He paused. "Now, the rule is broken, and we feel the weight." Mara nodded. "A broken rule must be rebuilt. Memory is fragile, and trust is earned." Scene 8, Voice from the Past. The council hall dimmed. On each wall, old star maps faded in. Planets marked. Stars crossed out. As the maps appeared, a voice spoke from hidden speakers. It was General Hayes, long dead human hero. "We built borders. We drew lines. We lost ourselves in fear, but we also built hope. We did not want war. We wanted to remember who we were. So we never forgot why we fought." The voice ended. Every listener bowed their heads. Scene 9, Silent Breakthrough. The Varnak ambassador stepped forward. "Memory without silence is noise. War without listening is thunder. We will try to learn." Mara's son replied, "Then start with this. Our peace is not in weapons, it is in caution. Our power is not in force, but in memory." The council murmured. Kale watched from afar. "They want peace," she said softly. "Now let's make it possible." Scene 10. Peace Pact. No weapons, only knowledge. The council signed a new accord. No weapons allowed in human systems. Memory exchanges. Shared Holovos observer stations built, staffed with humans. And council races. Galactic class for children. History of humans. Wars, lessons. A journalist from Carrick's Prime asked, "What if they break the accord?" Mara's son looked at her. "We won't threaten them. We will remember them. The rule is not do not cross, it is do not forget." Scene 11, Earth, quiet rebuilding. Back on Earth, Kale visited a burial site. Old soldiers lay beneath simple stones. No names, only service dates. She placed her hand on the cold marble. "We taught them silence. Now we live it." She walked away. Behind her, the moons of Earth glowed against starless sky. Scene 12. Final scene. A promise in the dark. In a hidden data vault under Luna, Mara's son activated a small console. She recorded a message, calm and soft. "To anyone who listens, we chose silence first. We chose memory over might. Let this be the second silence, the one after fire. May it last longer than fear." She stopped recording. The console glowed. Archive SAVD. Remember the rule. Opening scene, unknown region, edge of the void, far beyond the Galactic Council's maps. Beyond where stars fade and data ends. They watched. In a dark chamber, full of floating lights and sharp wires, something old was speaking. Not a person. Not a machine. A watcher. It whispered to others in the shadows. "Humans silenced Zorkai. They made the galaxy remember. But they forgot us. We never forget." One watcher turned its eye screen toward a spinning globe. It was Earth. Let US test their silence. Scene 2. Earth, early warning system blinks. On Earth, deep under the Himalayas, the Silent Gate station picked up a signal, not a sound, a change in cosmic rhythm. Like a missing heartbeat in space. Technician Isla stared at her screen. Something's moving at the edge of mapped space. But there's no heat, no light, no time delay. Commander Kale arrived quickly. Alert Ashen and Sentinel. If someone's watching, we're watching back. Scene 3. Kale and Ashen's quiet conversation in a hidden lunar base. Kale stood before the glowing core of Ashen. Ashen's voice was calm, always calm. They are not new. They watched us. Before, during our early wars. Kale narrowed her eyes. Why didn't we strike them then? Because they didn't act. But now, they move. Scene 4. The Watcher's past revealed, inside a deep council vault. An old file was opened. It showed recordings from before humanity entered space. Black ships. No lights, no noise. Just observing. They had been near Earth. During its darkest times, the Great Collapse. The Bio-Wars. The global flood. They had seen humans fight each other. And they had waited. Scene 5. Council in chaos again. The Galactic Council met under high alert. The Varnak spoke quickly. Another force approaches. Not like the humans. Not loud. Not direct. Carrick's Prime's delegate asked, "What do they want?" The human envoy, Ambassador Mara Sun, stood. "They want answers. They watched us when we were weak. And now they come to see if strength changed us." She looked around the room. "If we fail to answer them, we may face more than silence." Scene 6. Watcher drone appears. In the skies of a small moon near the council, a strange object appeared. Not metal. Not glass. It floated. No sound. No engine. It projected one message: speak or be studied. Kale saw the footage. She whispered, "They don't ask permission. They offer tests." Scene 7. First contact attempt. Mara Sun boarded a stealth envoy ship and approached the Watcher drone. She brought no guards. She spoke clearly. "We remember you. You saw our fires. You heard our cries. Now we ask, what do you want?" The drone did not reply. It simply showed videos from Earth's past. Cities burning, children hiding, humans fighting each other. Mara whispered, "Yes. We were broken." The drone blinked once, then showed newer clips. Peace talks, children learning beside aliens. Silence at the Thunder Museum. "You changed." It finally replied. Scene 8. The Watchers reveal purpose on a black screen in front of the council. The Watchers spoke again. Asterisk, asterisk. "We watched because you're kind. Create storms, and then you bury them. We feared your silence more than your rage. But now, we come to ask, what happens when the galaxy forgets again?" Asterisk, asterisk. Kale answered. "Then we remind them, with memory, and if needed, with thunder." Scene 9. Ashen's plan. The deep reminder. Ashen activated. The deep reminder protocol. A memory vault hidden in deep space opened. Inside were stories not shared before, secrets of ancient Earth. First contact gone wrong. The betrayal of Mars. The great AI Schism. Ashen told Sentinel. Asterisk, asterisk. "We give them our wounds, not as warning, but as trust." Asterisk, asterisk. Scene 10. The Watchers decide. After receiving the memory vault, the Watchers fell silent. For hours, nothing. Then one word appeared on all council and human systems. Accepted. Another word followed. "We will watch together." Final. Scene. A new circle formed, in orbit around a forgotten moon. Humans, Zorkai, Carricks, and one Watcher drone stood silently in a circle. There were no signatures. No treaties. No cameras. Just presence. Kale watched them from a command ship. "This is how we move forward," she said. Mara's son stood beside her. "And backward, only in memory." As the stars shined around them, Earth sent one last broadcast. To all corners of space, Asterisk asterisk. To those who watch, watch well. We are still here, and we remember. Opening scene, a dying star in a dead corner of the galaxy. A star flickered for the last time. Near it, a ship floated. Black. Silent. It carried no weapons. No crew, only one thing inside. A memory capsule, glowing faint blue. Is the star. Collapsed, the ship transmitted a single signal to Earth. Final memory detected. Respond? Scene 2, Earth's Council of Silence. Years had passed since the Watchers joined the Memory Pact. Humans no longer led by power. They led by memory. Inside Earth's new council chamber, shaped like a circle, no walls. Kale, now older, listened quietly to the signal. The voice of Ashen echoed through the chamber. The final echo has surfaced. Unknown source. Unknown threat. Memory matches. Human origin. Mara's son stood beside Kale. A human origin? From before space travel? Kale nodded slowly. Then it's not just memory. It's forgotten truth. Scene 3. The capsule's message begins. The capsule was retrieved near the dying star. Once unlocked, a hologram began. It showed Earth. But old, primitive, mountains, forests, fires in the sky. Then a voice spoke. Not AI, not alien human. To those who find this, we were here before. Scenes followed. Cities buried in oceans, machines flying without sound. A giant global reset. Fire, then ice. Humanity wiping its own memory. Scene 4. The hidden cycle. Ashen decoded the capsule fully. This is evidence of a cycle. A human civilization that reached the stars, then fell. Mara's voice trembled. This isn't the first Earth, Kale added. It's the first we remember. But maybe not the first that lived. Sentinel. Confirmed. Asterisk asterisk. The technology in the capsule predates our entire recorded history, and it was human. Asterisk asterisk. Scene 5. Zorkai reaction. On Zorkai, the message was shared with their new memory council. One elder stood. We feared their strength. Then we respected their silence. But now, we see their origin is deeper than time itself. A young student asked, does that mean they were always watching? The elder replied, maybe, or maybe, they simply returned. Scene 6. The council debates one last time, in Earth's orbit. A meeting was called. All major species attended. Topic: what to do with the final memory. Some argued it must be locked away. It's too powerful. It shows human extinction and return. Others said, the galaxy deserves truth, even if it's heavy. Kale looked up at the stars. We built a galaxy of memory. We must not start hiding it now. Scene 7. The broadcast begins from Luna Base. The final memory was transmitted. All planets received it. No music. No explanation. Just the voice. We were here before. We fell, and we rose again. This is what it means to be human. Then came the images. Endless wars, rebuilding silence, and finally, peace. Scene 8. Galaxy responds with unity. For the first time in history, all species paused. Some cried, some prayed, others simply stared in silence. On Carrick's Prime schools changed their history books. Humans, not first to destroy, but first to remember destruction. On Zorkai, a monument was built, a circle of stones. Each stone had a single word, remember. Scene 9. Kale's final log. Back on Earth, Kale sat alone, recording her last official log. We always feared being forgotten, but we never feared forgetting ourselves. This capsule reminded us that memory isn't power. It's a warning, a path, a second chance. She looked into the recorder. If anyone finds this, don't forget. Don't rewrite, just remember. Scene 10. Final scene. The Monument of Echoes. On the moon where the last message came from, A final monument was built, not by humans alone. It was made by Zorkay hands, Carrick's technology, and human design. The words carved into the black stone, asterisk, asterisk, here lies the silence before the storm. And the voice after the fire, we are not the first, but we will be the last to forget. Asterisk, asterisk, as the stars turned above, the monument lit up one name at a time. Not heroes. Not leaders. Just names. Billions of them. Every soul lost before peace.